Today we're going to learn how to make kluwe kayak, which is a Thai fried banana dessert. Before we do this, we should tie our hair back, if we have long enough hair to tie back, and put on our aprons. If we have a cold or have any cuts on our hands, we should always be sure to put on gloves or band-aids on the cuts. For this recipe, you will need 6 bananas with a little bit of green, if you can find any with green. You'll need a cup of shredded coconut. You can shred this yourself, or you can buy it already shredded. The already shredded way is sweeter, so if you prefer a sweeter dessert, you might want to go with that. We're going to need a cup of either all-purpose flour or rice flour. We're going to need 1/4 of a cup of either tapioca starch or cornstarch. We're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar. And we're going to need a tablespoon of sesame seeds. We're going to mix this all in 3/4 a cup of water. And then we're going to dip the bananas in this batter, and then we're going to fry it. And this is 4 cups of oil that we will use for frying in our wok. Let's begin by pouring the oil into the wok, just to get it out of our way. If you have a deep fryer, you can also use a deep fryer. If you don't have a deep fryer or a wok, you can sort of improvise and just make sure you're constantly flipping your bananas. Now we will proceed to peel the bananas and make the batter. In peeling bananas, there's always a little bit of a trick you can use. One trick is you can pinch the bottom of the banana this way and then this way and peel it like this. That way your banana gets less bruised at the top. You know, when you open bananas, sometimes there's a little bit of a bruise. Not so much this way. There is another interesting tip to peeling bananas that I bet you didn't know. Another trick is, if you really want to not bruise your banana at all while peeling it, you just give it a good rip, and then, see, it's not bruised at all. And then you can just sort of dive in. It doesn't really matter so much since you're frying them, and they're going to get all soft and mushy anyways. But they're easier to fry when they're a little bit harder. What I want to do also is to cut the bananas in half. That way they go around more, and see, like that. It's a lot to take in, you know, a whole fried banana plus ice cream and whatever else you want to serve with it. So you can also do banana nuggets, which is always a hit, especially with kids. Alright, next we're going to cut our bananas in half, because I said earlier, they'll go around better. So cut it in half. If you've got them stacked like I do, be sure you don't cut through more than one at once. You don't want to get a weird sized 1/3 and 2/3 or something like that. Okay, now they're all cut in half, we can make our batter. So the batter's pretty simple. Just sort of toss everything in a nice big bowl. I like to do my powdery stuff first, just get it, and since I'm wearing clean gloves, I can just mix it with my hands. Then I like to add my sugar to my water and stir with a spoon. And I'll pour this in here. Don't be surprised if your batter is a little lumpy. If you don't sift your flour, of course it's going to be lumpy, but that's okay because it's going to be fried anyways. If you really want to get the lumps out, sesame seeds, you can use a whisk or a fork, or you can sift your flour first. More fried banana. Coconut. Get it all nice and mixed in there. And sometimes when you spill things, it's meant to be because there's a little bit too much coconut here anyways. So. Okay, now that you've got your batter mixed up, before you dip your bananas in, you can start to heat up your oil. This is because you want your oil to be extra hot when you add your bananas. That way they'll get extra brown and crispy, which is just the best way they are eaten. So we start heating that up, and we can get out a second plate to put our battered bananas on. So you just sort of dip the banana in the batter and get as much on there as you want. See that? Get it. Be sure to get it around all the edges. Just sort of take it on there. Doesn't have to be pretty yet. or ever even. Because you know what? You're not making them for looks, you're making them for taste. So now I've added a few drops of water, and you can see that they're bubbling and crackling. And I've got my screen out to help keep the oil from splashing and burning me. Another safety feature. So it's time for me to drop some of these bananas in. Get some of the batter in there, no fear. Just try to drop them in. If you want to do it with tongs, if you feel safer that way, go on ahead. If your wok isn't all that deep, and so your bananas aren't entirely covered with oil, feel free to flip them. Ain't no shame in that. And sometimes they'll break, and that's just fine, because like I said, you're eating them for the taste. You aren't eating them for how pretty they are. Sometimes you'll walk and you'll get pissed, and then you'll keep moving. So once they're as crispy as you want them, go on ahead and plop them out. And there you have it, a fried banana, coconut and ice cream.